Hello and welcome back to the Sam Beast YouTube channel. My name is David Foxen, and as always, before we start, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. We have got a lot of IT asset management content coming up in 2025. Now, I want to talk to you guys today about something that keeps cropping up a lot at the moment, which is ITAM deserves a seat at the table. And by that, what we're referring to, that IT asset management deserves a seat at the leadership table. There's a number of factors and that we can unpick in this statement, but the main overall overarching message and feeling is that ITAM shouldn't keep being siloed into another department. We recently did one of our big interviews that's coming out in May, and this was a big talking point within that, and it's something that seems to be cropping up a lot in my LinkedIn messages, in my emails, even just talking on WhatsApp or on the phone or in calls, etc., to ITAM consultants and ITAM professionals, is why does IT asset management keep having that same message of not having a home? We see it as well whenever we go into organizations, and that's the question is, where would you recommend ITAM sit? Should it be in finance? Should it be in procurement? Should it be in the office of the CIO? Should it be in service management? Where should it sit? And it's getting to the point now where you're looking and going, well, why does it need to sit anywhere? Why can't IT asset management be its own entity? It is its own business function. It has so much responsibility within an organization now. In 2025, ITAM, the scope has expanded so much that it covers an awful lot. And if you look at the introduction and the boom of FinOps as well, which ITAM can play a key role in and supporting, and I know a lot of ITAM people are actually merging their roles to be ITAM and FinOps, it's even more justification for ITAM to be its own department and its own entity within an organization. Instead, we keep getting these questions, we keep getting these comments about ITAM not having a home within organizations. And why should it be siloed? As I said, there's so much that IT asset management does. You look at the important actions, especially in 2025, with the way of the world, with the budget considerations, with everything that's going on, organizations, unfortunately, letting people go, a loss of headcount. ITAM can help with saving that money, with reducing spend, optimizing existing investments, reducing OPEX with the cloud spend as well, which impacts your bottom line, which may impact the amount of people that organizations are letting go. Yes, I know there needs to be natural right sizing. And yes, I know organization overhired and they're just getting back to what it should be, all that kind of stuff. But when it's money related, when it's performance related, ITAM plays a key role in helping you optimize the spend within your IT infrastructure and your IT organization within the business. We do hardware asset management. We manage the whole of the hardware fleet. This could even be expanded out onto SIM card management. We obviously manage all of the software licenses, whether that's perpetual, whether that's SaaS. Cloud spend is another thing that we manage. So anything to do with your Azure infrastructure, AWS, Oracle Cloud, whatever it is, ITAM plays a key role in managing that and working with FinOps. You may not even have a FinOps team. It may just be ITAM doing that. We manage the hardware life cycles. So when you're getting equipment that you're buying, making sure that it's used correctly throughout its life cycle within your organization, making sure that all of the break fix happens, making sure you've got spare stock for loan devices, making sure that then at the end of the life, it's just being disposed of correctly. You're getting the right certificates. You're ITADing it for extra money back. Same for the software. We're making sure that renewals are being done, that software is being optimized. If it's not being used, we're getting it back. We're on the right licensing models. We're on the right software contracts for the licenses that we have and that works best for us and is cost optimal. We're supporting the architecture and the infrastructure team when they're spinning up virtual instances or cloud instances. We're making sure that we're not spending too much money on that, and that when that's not being used anymore, that we're stopping it. We're actually turning that instance off when it's not being used, maybe overnight, maybe between certain hours, so that again, ITAM can save money. ITAM is also playing a key role with the corporate sustainability, the green IT, ESG, all of those kind of buzzwords that gives, the VPs, the C-levels a warm, fuzzy feeling that they're doing their bit for the planet. I could go on with the important things that IT asset management is doing at the moment and the important things that ITAM keeps taking on within its scope. So with all of that going on, with the nicheness of what we do and the expertise that is required, why should we then be put under an organization that doesn't have said experience, said expertise? Because then you're just going to constantly be hitting a barrier. It's almost like ITAM's degraded in some way to say you're not quite big enough or important enough to have your own entity. Therefore, you're going to sit in InfoSec, or you're going to sit at the office of the CIO, or you're going to sit here. In my opinion, ITAM should be on a par with those and report directly into the CIO. Or if you're not a big CIO organization, the CFO from a financial standpoint. Because again, remember, you're doing things like depreciation. You're obviously doing the budget support, cost optimization. So if there's no CIO, CFO is a great option, or even a CISO. You may have seen our interview with Don Gibson, who's a CISO, a very, very experienced and highly respected CISO, who mentions about ITAM being the first layer of security, and a big layer of security to support the InfoSec teams. Is it just me that's hearing and seeing all of these things and then gets really disheartened to be told that ITAM doesn't have a home or is being demoted, degraded down to fit in somewhere? Like, we're not the ugly sister. Well, I mean, anyway, we're not the ugly sister. We are a massively important function within an organization that deserves that spotlight because of all of the positives that we can bring. We have unique challenges that other people don't have. I know other departments have unique challenges as well that we don't have. Fine, completely agreed. But we deserve that seat at the table. We deserve to be there with all the big decisions, because ultimately, without putting too fine a point on it, and it may be exaggerating a bit, but we're keeping the organization going. If no one's renewing that software, you're stuck. If no one's maintaining the hardware and getting those hardware orders done, hardware lifecycle management, making sure that if something's lost or stolen, that InfoSec are told about it and we can lock it remotely, that we're getting licenses back. If you're don't have software and don't have hardware, are you running as an organization? Probably not. And who do you need to help you run all of that? Even in the infrastructure, who's making sure that all the old infrastructure kit's being refreshed? Who's making sure that it's the right spec, the right models? ITAM. Right. We are responsible for all of that. We are ultimately keeping the organization going. Every single user, if you have a software license, if you have any form of hardware, even if you're using virtual desktops, that's still something to do with ITAM, because we're either managing the cloud or helping support manage the cloud instance from a spend perspective, or the actual physical hardware that's in a data center within your organization comes under ITAM's remit. So surely C-levels, VPs, whoever you are out there that still doesn't know where ITAM sits and says that ITAM doesn't have a home, surely the importance of what we're doing now is so highly elevated that we do deserve a seat at the table. We do deserve that elevated job role for our ITAM people. Don't make them an ITAM manager. Get them on the same path, whether that's director, vice president, senior vice president, whatever. Get ITAM to that level as well, because you cannot run without IT asset management. Love the fact that people are starting to say, why do we have to fit anywhere? Why are we not our own entity? Because we are super important to an organization. If you have anyone within your organization who is telling you that it should fit here, here, or here, or it doesn't have a home, feel free to share this video and make sure that they also subscribe and give the video a like. But yeah, it's something that I feel really passionate about at the moment. I know a lot of ITAM consultants, a lot of ITAM independent practices feel the same when they're discussing it with their clients, when they're going in, as to why does ITAM have to try and fit somewhere? It should be its own entity within IT. I really hope you agree. If you do, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe for more ITAM content. We've got a lot coming up. And I really hope that in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, we're looking back at this video and saying, yes, we have a seat at the table. We are not being siloed into another department. We have that seat at the table. We are talking directly to C-levels and ultimately opening up a lot of doors and smashing through a lot of barriers so that ITAM can really do what it does best and optimize, control, manage your IT assets within your organization, and obviously FinOps supporting that cloud spend. Really hope you found this useful, and we'll see you next time here at the Sam Beast YouTube channel. Happy ITAMing. At a seat at the table. ITAMing at a seat at a table. Let's do it.